Hello, fabulous superstar Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of September 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boys, it's a very special time, and it truly is so special. Right out of the gate, September 1st is a huge day, jam-packed with big energies at play. On the one hand, Uranus is going to go retrograde. Uranus is standing still in the sky, in fellow Earth sign Taurus. This is a part of the sky for you that has to do with understanding your place in the world. Long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, and legal matters are covered here, as well as the personal beliefs that guide your life, that represent your truth. Uranus standing still here gives you a brand new insight or surprise developments that ultimately lead you to go within, to ask yourself more valuable questions going forward from here. And so what we have here is, with Uranus, a surprise a minute if you are involved in a legal matter or a higher education matter. There could be a very quick resolution that you might be able to find now. And so in an instant, it feels like a troublesome matter is able to exit, is able to leave. And now you get a respite, you get a breather. But if you don't get that, you just might need to be patient in order to actually find the resolution that you're hoping for. Again, if you're part of an ongoing matter. Now, if it is that you're doing any traveling, or the opportunity to travel might come up by surprise. But during travels, you might just have a personal revelation that ends up staying with you for a very long time to come. Immigration and citizenship matters as well can resolve themselves rather quickly. Personally, seeing the world differently, your beliefs changing. It could be that you feel as if there's a moment of discomfort as what your beliefs are challenged, but ultimately it really helps you to get clear on what you believe, to decide what you're going to move forward with, and where it is perhaps something within you is evolving and growing and becoming better. On the same day, Pluto retrogrades back into fellow Earth sign Capricorn, a part of the sky that has to do with what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. It has to do with creative fulfillment, happiness, what's fun for you. And it has to do with the children in your life as well. I want you to consider that Pluto spent a nice long amount of time here since 2008. You had about a 2-month dip back in 2023. And this year, it was in January that Pluto left this part of the sky, dipped out, and now is going to return again. And it is this 7-week period that represents a wrapping up of loose ends of lessons that you've been in since 2008. And so this is about really seeing what's in your heart, what you really want in your heart of hearts, what you really love. And the answers just might surprise you. And where it is that you felt fulfillment would come in one direction, you may realize and have a moment of truth that says that's not it. Or you may realize that you really want to dedicate that much more of you in that direction. What is happiness to you? What is fun for you might be going through a burst of insight now, and the answers might be evolving, or you might return to what it is that has been genuinely fulfilling for you. If there are children in your life, this can be a time of healthy, deeper dedication or healthy surrender, as they may be making decisions now that represent their growing independence. Regardless, with Pluto, you do your best, you surrender the rest. I mean, that really is the mantra for all the big outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. But with Pluto, the effects are deeply transformative and powerful, and possibly empowering as well. I'll have more to say about Pluto when we get to the love portion of this video, because that is huge related to Pluto as well. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But I also want to tell you that on the 2nd of the month, we have a new moon in your sign. That's a big deal. You get one new moon per sign per year, usually. And this is your moment. It's like your personal new year. And this new moon in your sign is going to represent a new understanding, a beginning near and dear to your heart. A fresh new chapter is in sight here. And with new chapters come new possibilities, things to be happy about, excited about as well. Now, it is also this new moon that is standing across the sky from Saturn. That is tricky energy, I do want to say. It represents a sense of awareness around limitations and responsibility and delayed gratification. Saturn is in your opposite sign, and just the fact that it's opposite a new moon means that this is likely to play out in your one-on-one alliances in some way, business partnerships, professional alliances, and romantic partnerships as well. Although, as you know, I like to talk about love separately. But having said that, there could be a sense of back and forth. There could be a sense of someone else bringing a perspective that feels like a reality check, that feels stressful, that feels like it's holding you back. That could feel healthy. It could feel like you're grateful for the reminder, but it could also feel not that way. I'm sorry to say, but it does happen. But ultimately, all this adds up to you understanding what it is to take ownership for your happiness. That is always the lesson with Saturn aspects. And this is about looking at what you've sacrificed so far, what sacrifices are worth it, what you're willing to continue to do, as part of understanding the best pathway forward for you. The 17th of the month features a lunar eclipse. Yes, eclipse season begins. And for the following 2 weeks after the eclipse, it is believed, as the ancients said, and believed the veil between the worlds was especially thin. And your spiritual lessons become that much more evident and obvious to you as well. And it is this sense of beginning a path, but with a lunar eclipse. Well, that is very powerful because it suggests closures now that are karmic and whose time has come. This eclipse is powerful because it is part of a larger configuration that astrologers call a kite formation. And all the big outer planets are involved here. I mean, this is a powerful one. I spoke about it in the year ahead video. You might want to review that again for your sign. But having said that, here's what we have. We have both Uranus on one side, Pluto on the other, both speaking in harmony with the eclipse. And in the sign of the eclipse, we have Saturn and Neptune on either side of the moon. And then we also have Jupiter squaring. So the Jupiter square says everything feels really big. But with so many big planets involved, it can be a time that feels consequential, a time where there is opportunity, but also a sense of practicality, inviting you to look at what is, but also embrace the work that has yet to be done. In your opposite sign, this is partnerships of all kinds. If you are in any business partnerships or professional alliances, there is going to be some change. With a lunar eclipse like this, where certain karmic contracts are done with certain people, that's it. But the great thing is that we recognize the good in it. We recognize the opportunity at play. And the opportunity really involves a chance to move towards alliances that feel a lot more rewarding. Now, that could be financially, right? Opportunities that feel intellectually or, prosperity oriented, rewarding when it comes to our professional lives. But of course, this can also have to do with love. And where it comes to matters of love, love is a huge theme for you with a month like this. On the one hand, we have Pluto moving back into a part of the sky that, in addition to what I mentioned, has to do with romance, flirtation, and what love is for you. But it's that eclipse in your opposite sign that is huge. It is a game changer. It is the end of a particular chapter. Now, sometimes the end of the chapter is a certain alliance comes to an end, and that's okay. Now, that ending doesn't necessarily mean that a person leaves, right? That's one possibility, but it does mean the end of a particular chapter, and that certainly could play out with someone. Because there's so much opportunity associated with this eclipse, it does suggest that there are changes afoot, but it could just be putting certain chapters behind you, whether that's a personal journey that you're taking or with someone else. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, this could be such a powerful time of progress, of movement, of forward momentum, possibly with someone new. I mean, flirtation feels like it could change your life. It could reach right into you and serve as a catalyst moment. And that includes at the eclipse itself. Now, does that mean there's long-term staying potential? Not necessarily, but whoever you meet may be somebody who makes an impact that lasts the rest of your life, ultimately aligning you with greater love than you've known before. It might be with this person, but it could be with someone else. Stay open to possibilities. Strive to have fun. Your heart is awakening in new ways. For those of you just starting to date somebody, this is an energy of consequence. It says either you're moving towards partnership with this person, powerfully so, or you really are not. You're realizing that this is not the one for you, and you're able to make a change. It could be that they make that decision, that this is not meant to go forward, and you don't really have any power other than to accept it and surrender it. Regardless of what that is for you, embrace it, whatever your answers need to be. Because ultimately what these energies are saying is that you are aligning with greater love than you've known before. That could be with this person or another direction. And for those of you in an established bond, something's got to change. Something's got to give. And for the overwhelming majority of Virgos, it's just going to be a time of honesty that feels like a certain chapter comes to an end. The two of you are able to begin again in a key way or understand your partnership differently going forward from here. However, there is going to be a small percentage of people out there who, if you know that you're not in the right relationship for you, and even if you feel like you don't really know that yet, boy, do things get very clear under the light of the lunar eclipse. And understanding if this person stays or goes just might be part of the news and the progress and the changes delivered by this lunar eclipse. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say the eclipse energy. Of course, it's got to be the eclipse energy. Look, that is so karmic. And some people will come, some people will go. Business partnerships, professional alliances, or romantic alliances as well. It is a time that can feel positively karmic. Contracts are always awakened during eclipse season, and with a lunar eclipse, certain contracts might come to a close. But the one thing you can be sure of is this sky is aligning you with greater love than you've known before. Trust that journey. If you allow yourself to see your spiritual lessons at play, it'll be that much more clear. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.